Hey there, true believers, and welcome to another episode of That 90s Spider-Man Show, where we watch Spider-Man, the animated series, and then we talk about it with you. This time around, we're talking about Season 3, Episode 14, entitled Turning Point. My name is Henry, call me Mr. Psycho Smith.
And I'm Jack, a mere boy Godwin.
This episode, following on from the Goblin War last time around, is more goblins, but like half as many. You'd think half as good, but you'd be wrong.
The true goblin.
So this time around, we're talking about Green Goblin, but not in the way that you might think. Let's dive right in, shall we? Unless you want to...
Is the Green Goblin
Yeah, that's what I thought, yeah.
a metaphor for marijuana?
You think Norman Osborn is just, like, fucked up on weed?
No, I think, like...
Or do you think that he needs weed?
Well, I mean,
think-
he has a better time when he's the Green Goblin.
Yeah.
But he's, like, a complete crazy
asshole.
And it's the 60s attitude towards weed.
Yeah. I guess it's the 60s attitude towards a lot of things, like 60s attitude towards radiation.
Yeah, like, everything is scary, I guess.
The Cold War's going on at this point. The scariest thing we think of is goblins.
The Green Goblin on your back.
We're terrified of the Cubans, but we're more scared of the goblins.
You know, he's sweating because he hasn't had his fix, and
He gets who he is for like long stretches of time.
yeah, and
He gets paranoid.
the thing is, he makes Peter paranoid.
Yeah.
And Peter's like, you know, life might fall apart because of it,
Yeah.
you know.
And then it's like a self-perpetuating cycle because it's like fucking up his son's life and all that shit.
And see what we need to do now in modern Spider-Man comics is bring it to a modern perspective where we legalize the Green Goblin.
Because he was illegal before.
Well, I mean, I'm assuming you're not allowed legally to just fly around on your own propelled device.
I feel like if you have a license, it's fine, right?
Don't think he has a license. Also, he's like a vigilante. He's blowing stuff up. He killed at least one person.
Oh.
That's illegal. Murder's illegal.
Murder is illegal.
Yeah.
That 90s Spider-Man, official viewpoint. Murder is illegal.
Yeah.
We do not advocate for murder on this podcast.
Well, no, I mean, we might do. We're just pointing out that it's illegal.
Yeah.
But yeah, so if Green Goblin's legalized, then maybe it turns out the Green Goblin was on our side the whole time, and Peter should have just been, you know, giving him a hug.
Right.
Yeah, I don't really know where I'm going with this.
It's okay, you're gonna try and like get
There's
to an ending.
there's got to be a weed strain called the Green Goblin, though, right? If you're out there and you're a drug dealer,
Oh yeah, but we're also like...
here's an idea.
We advocate for like drugs and sometimes murder here in this podcast.
I have no stance on murder.
That should be your like tagline next time in.
Anyway, we're talking turning point.
Which is indeed a turning point for a lot of reasons, but we'll start at the beginning, like we should with most things. We open on some ominous music, which means only one thing in this show: Madam Web is back on her bullshit. Spider-Man is straight away like, "Oh fuck you, Madam Web! What are you doing here?"
He comes out of the gate swinging. I was like, did we miss an episode?
No, he's just mad at Madam Web, which is probably a good stance to have. More than murder is, I have no opinion on murder or legalize Green Goblin. Fuck Madam Web.
I'm anti Madam Web.
You know, you've come out and denounced Madam Web.
I do have a stance on something, and it's
Yeah.
that Madam Web is a jerk. I'm not saying she's a bad character, or I'm just like, as a person, she's a bad person.
I can see why Spider-Man is mad at her.
Yeah, leave me the fuck alone.
And this episode, he's kind of like, yeah, actually leave me alone now, seriously. He's trying to break up with her, and you can tell from her face, she's kind of like amused by it, and you're like, oh fuck, she's gonna fuck his life up now.
She's practically a villain, because she's constantly coming in and being like, oh yeah, more bullshit's coming your way.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to give you any fucking information. I'm just going to give you a vague idea.
Or a riddle. Here's a riddle.
Yeah, and it's just like she's willingly withholding information at every turn.
Yeah.
Like, it's not like she's predicting, like, he's coming to her and then she's like, oh, I see something coming. It's like she knows, but she's not telling him.
Here's like a weird riddle. And for what's about to happen in this episode, she tells him, oh, there's a weird two-headed monster coming from the underworld. And Spider-Man's like, shut the fuck up. This is exactly what I mean.
Yeah.
You can tell me what's going to happen. And if he knew what was about to happen, he'd probably do like a lot of things differently.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, she's not actually helpful. She's just giving him anxiety.
Yeah.
Which he already has enough of because he's already, like, terrified of goblins.
Yeah. And that's where we go next, to the Goblin Lab. Goblin HQ. Where Norman Osborn and Green Goblin are kind of having at it in a mirror, as they tend to do. And he's kind of like fiddling with the portal device from last time, trying to make it smaller and more like portable.
You can tell the difference between Norman and Green Goblin because there's like a proper... Obviously there's the voice change, But also like Norman's face, like he's very stoic, and then Green Goblin takes over, and it's like we're in Animation Town.
My God, the animation! Like, I kind of feel that this show like had like maybe $200 worth of budget, and they're like, you know what? We're gonna hire 2 extra animators just to animate Norman Osborn.
Yeah,
He gets over animated in this episode.
He gets that fucking like Roger Rabbit like face, tunified eyes.
He's on cocaine. He's not on that Green Goblin. No. He's on something completely different.
He's not high on his own supply.
No, he needs his own supply really because he needs to just chill the fuck out.
Yeah.
So yeah, he's casting Hamming as he's figuring out how to use this portal. His face is a kaleidoscope of emotion. And Norman's kind of like, hey, do you know who is the only person who knows about me and you and our arrangement? I.e. that I'm a crazy homicidal maniac half the time? It's Spider-Man. We should probably do something about that. And Green Goblin is kind of like, oh, I'm there, right there ahead of you, man. I got a plan. Just let me fix this portal and then we'll fucking go. It kind of implies that Spider-Man, for figuring out who the Green Goblin is going to pay for us tenfold. And that's kind of what we go to next, where we cut to the Green Goblin fucking some shit up. He's gone into a bank car. That's not the right term for it, but it's like a truck with lots of money in it. He goes to blow it up. It causes a ton of explosions. He's kind of muttering to himself like, oh, that's funny. Usually it takes just a couple of explosions and he's right there. And Spider-Man shows up to be like, what the fuck are you doing? I thought you were dead. And Green Goblin's like, nope, I'm alive. And immediately disappears.
I love Green Goblin in this scene.
He's just having a great time.
Yeah. I love how excited he is when he gets like knocked on his ass when Spider-Man lands on top of the truck. And he's just like, yes! This is what I want. Cha-ching!
Be gone with your money, I want Spider-Man. So Spider-Man goes like swinging around the city. It goes to Oscorp, which statistically something's going to go down there.
Yeah, but this the one time it's not.
I feel like he like leaves and 5 seconds later the Rhino like bursts in.
He looks through the window and there's a bunch of monsters fighting and he's like, oh, nope, nothing happening here.
Not today. It's just Big Will again. Damn it. Every day. Anyway, he's been swinging around. He goes to like Norman Osborn's house as well. Goes to the...
Yeah, this is the first time we were there, right?
Well, we had the parties there. Remember?
What parties?
Like last episode where I had the party.
Wasn't that Jason's mansion? Because it was their engagement party.
Oh yeah, I guess it was.
It looks very similar.
They're looking identical.
It looks the same as like Felicia's house as well.
Yeah. I think the animators just haven't seen like a rich person's house before, and they're like,
have you?
On TV.
In Spider-Man the Animated Series.
And also Buckingham Palace.
Oh yeah.
That's a very rich person's house.
Mm-hmm.
Less Goblin gliders though.
But still some.
Still some. You know, you have to look out for them.
Yeah,
that's actually how Prince Philip died. He was flying around in a Goblin glider.
I was gonna say,
he tripped on something like in Spider-Man 3 and like hit his head like 6 times. And do you remember that picture of like Prince Philip in the car? That wasn't actually him. It was just his Goblin costume.
He did look a bit like a goblin, didn't he? He looked a bit like a goblin. He kind of looked like a Chris Cooper goblin.
Yeah, which is oddly prescient. Anyway,
I do think that between Prince Philip and what's his name? Prince Charles and Andrew.
Epstein's boy.
Between those three, one of them's got to be on that goblin juice.
I'm sure they're like sharing it around. That's what's on Epstein's island, is it?
Yeah, they're just taking the goblin juice, flying around on a glider, murdering someone, maybe.
Almost definitely.
Yeah, but it's legal if you're royalty.
Jeffrey Epstein didn't kill himself, the Green Goblin did. It's 2019 all over again, folks. Anyway, so Spider-Man's looking for the Green Goblin, and while he's looking for him, actually, his spider sense keeps going off, and he's like, oh shit, something wrong with my brain. This, like, superpower that I have is going fucking haywire.
Is this when he says the line...
Call him Mr. Psycho, yeah.
What does that mean?
It means he's going crazy.
Oh. But is Mr. Psycho a thing? Like, is that a reference to something?
If it is, I don't know what it is, because American Psycho hasn't come out by this point.
Well,
and the movie Psycho...
It didn't say, call me American Psycho, because I'm going to kill some women.
Yeah. I'm going to get home and just strip down to my...
Okay, from a quick search... Mr. Psycho is a house robot in Robot Wars.
Well, that explains it. Just call me that robot from Robot Wars.
I actually don't know.
British robot fighting show that won't be invented for another decade.
Well, I don't know. Wait, when was it?
Maybe 2001. It feels like a post 2000 thing.
Why wouldn't it give me this information?
Because you're not allowed to have it anymore.
Alright, where's... Apparently, it's the largest robot to ever appear in Robot Wars history.
Oh.
So Spider-Man's going like, just call me Mr. Psycho because I'm really large.
I'm a practically large robot.
Okay, it started in 98.
Really?
So, yeah, so it's on till...
But
this is season 6.
Between like this show and Robot Wars.
Yeah, maybe, unfortunately, not crossover with Mr. Psycho. He was in season 6.
Alas. But yeah, Spider-Man's going crazy is the takeaway from this scene. But what's happening in reality is that the Green Goblins are like teleporting in and out of, well, reality. And Spider-Man's like sensing this, but then then he's disappearing and he's looking around and he's like, there's nothing here.
Yeah, and it's just flicking on and off and he's like, okay, my brain is broken.
Yeah, I'm having an aneurysm. This is how I go. And he kind of like decides, you know what, I can't like Spider-Man like this. Kind of like drops into an alley and changes back into his like Peter clothing, his people disguise. And then Green Goblin kind of shows up and is like, let's see who Spider-Man is now. Because Spider-Man's at this point has given up trying to hide.
Yeah.
He's kind of like, I should take this mask off and go back to my home. Mm-hmm. And then, I don't know how he gets distracted, but I think the Green Goblin's kind of like, hey, show me who you are, something like that. Because he makes a lot of noise. And
no, I think, well, it's just something like a creak or...
It's like but he's on a building. There shouldn't be a creak. Do you like fart or something? Anyway, the takeaway is there's a sound, and Peter kind of like looks around suspiciously, giving the Green Goblin like a really good view of his face for like the good humor.
And that's when he gets super pissed because he's like, "Oh, my arch enemy is a mere boy.
It's a teenager. I'm getting my ass kicked by a teenager," which is kind of like just a funny face to be if you're like a super rich billionaire like scientist and.
Well, if Norman Osborn had any kind of sanity left?
Yeah.
What would happen in this moment is he would start reevaluating his life because he'd be like, oh, okay, so the person in what I most want to kill is like is friends with my son. He's just a teenage boy. Mm-hmm. And that's who I'm having all this trouble with. And then he kind of like looks around and sort of goes, I'm dressed as a goblin. What is happening here?
I need to go home and reevaluate my life. I'm talking to myself right now. It's kind of like how Donald Trump got in that beef with Greta Thunberg. It's that level of insane where you're like, hold on, what? What's happening?
It's worse than that because it's like Greta Thunberg is actually like changing the world.
Yeah, so man's just like a
Peter
guy.
Parker's just like trying to date people.
He's doing pretty well dating one girl, and that's about all he's got going for him. But yeah, Green Goblin's kind of like, oh man, that's Harry's friend. Harry's one friend.
Yeah.
And then the Green Goblin side of him is like, do you know what? I don't believe it. I don't buy it.
Well,
Harry doesn't have any friends.
Green Goblin tells him to shut up, which is great. He's just like, shut up, you're ruining this for me.
Yeah.
I'm having a good time.
Yeah. Don't ruin this with all your logic and empathy and compassion. The only reason they hang out, any reason anyone hang out with your son is to get to you. And to be fair, he's only kind of half right and half wrong.
What? The Green Goblin's greatest foe, a mere boy? Impossible! Impossible!
Wait, that's Peter Parker, the friend of my son Harry.
Shut up, Osborn. I'm trying to think.
So that's kind of where the Green Goblin kind of leaves it, and Harry Osborn's like the Harry part, if you will, Norman Osborn. It makes sense.
But you want the honey.
Yeah.
You don't want the Harry.
Well, technically, like, if, like, Norman Osborn was using Harry to draw in Peter Parker, which I guess he kind of is, actually, later on. Never mind. He is a Harry part.
Yeah, okay, sure.
So, we cut to a, cafe. And this cafe where, like, Liz works...
There's no Harry in this pot, it's just a goblin. Damn, you got me
again.
Meanwhile, like, Liz is being, like...
Just being the fucking worst. Also, as an aside, is there anybody ever in this cafe apart from Mary Jane? How's this place still in business? How do you have a coffee shop in the middle of New York and nobody's in it?
I feel like
the rats off screen or something.
I feel like the writers of this show don't like Liz Allen because, like, in the comics, Liz Allen is like very she's very superficial, I guess, and then but then like you kind of realize there's a bit more to her, and then as the comics go on, and definitely by the 90s, she's grown up and just become a supporting cast member,
Yeah.
and she actually ends up dating and I believe getting married to Harry Osborn.
Yeah, so there's clearly something wrong with that.
And I think that they might be hinting at that here, because she's like, oh, poor Harry, he's the best, Peter's the worst. She's, again, weird saying that about an ex-boyfriend to the person who dated him.
Yeah.
So she's being a dick, but, like,
Oh,
she's
she's a
definitely
huge
not
dick.
this bad in the comics.
No. And, like, they're just, like, hanging around this empty coffee shop and just Liz Allen talks shit about Peter Parker.
But I guess she's also kind of, like, shitty in a way that, like, real people can be.
Oh, yeah.
Just kind of a bit moany.
Yeah. Just a bit of, like, drama queen. They're a toxic friend.
Peter shows up late
He's
as
like-
hell.
Yeah.
What? It's kind of funny, but, like,
I've
also
had this kind of exchange with, like, many of my dating partners of, like, am I late? And MJ's kind of like, yeah, but I've kind of come to expect it from you now.
Yeah, and she says that it's like one of your idiosyncrasies
Idiosyncrasies.
that I like have begun to love. And at first I found it kind of funny, and then I was like, actually that is kind of cute, because that's the kind of thing that actually happens.
Yeah. Well, in theory.
What do you mean?
It's never happened.
Oh. But I mean, like, well, I know that you're late all the time, and it doesn't bother me.
Yeah.
But, like, there's definitely been times when we're, like, going to meet up, and I'm, like, factoring into my head that you're probably going to be half an hour late, but I'm, like, not bothered because I expect it. I'm
Yeah.
like, this is the way Henry's brain works.
Yeah.
And
He
I
doesn't
love...
know that I'm fighting crime.
But one of the things, or just taking photos of yourself.
I could do both.
Just beating
Sorry, I
people
was
up.
just taking selfies for half an hour and that's why I'm late.
But the funny thing about this to me is that after saying about like him like being late and not knowing he was late until he arrived, like immediately after that they bring up this birthday party for Harry that Peter has forgotten about.
Oh, yeah,
and,
entirely.
And isn't it that night and he's forgotten about it and then immediately goes, can we not go? And I was like, I think I've never related so hard to Peter Parker than when he's like turning it to someone like, sorry I'm half an hour late. Oh shit, we got a thing later. I don't want to go.
All these plans you had just faded into dust.
This is just like a chaotic like anxiety day for Peter Parker,
Yeah.
aka like every other day of my life.
Yeah. And like 1 in 3 days of mine.
I mean, we always like flirt with going into it, but like it's so easy to project onto Peter Parker
Yeah.
your own stuff, especially when it comes to like
His
mental
shitty
illness.
personal life.
Well, no, I was I was like the opposite of finishing each other's sentences.
Yeah.
You're like, yeah, I stand-up dates too.
Yeah.
And I'm like, my brain is broken.
My brain is also broken, just in different ways, which are more harmful to the people around me.
Well, lucky for you, like none of your love interests have been kidnapped by goblins or otherwise.
That I know of.
Oh yeah, maybe some of the people who ghosted you just actually
The
like were
goblin
kidnapped. What does that even mean?
They got kidnapped by a goblin and therefore ghosted me. It's a good...
Oh, but it's a very whimsical name for someone who's a missing person.
Who's been kidnapped, who's presumed dead.
Oh, you've been goblined.
goblins.
That's what the police officer.
Yeah.
He turned up with his head bowed at the parents' front
He's
door.
like holding his hat in his hand. He's
Yeah.
like, got some terrible news.
That girl been goblined.
What does that mean, officer? Let me check out this Tumblr article and let you know.
It's the latest craze.
It's the latest craze.
It could have happened to you.
But man, modern dating, man, it's just a minefield of pumpkin bombs.
Updating my Tinder bio to no ghosting, no goblins.
Yeah, you should have no goblins. That's some of the preferences actually on Hinge. Is no goblins. You can have like racial preferences, and then you can have goblin at the bottom.
Maybe your problem with dating is stemming from the fact that you keep ticking goblin.
It's like you want dating goblins.
Well, no,
phenomenally goblin.
everyone's saying no because it's like, well, this guy says he's a goblin, or they go on a date with you and they look back and they're like, wait, he was a
goblin
goblin?
the whole time.
No, thank you.
Yeah, the reality is just because I'm a black person. It's just much sadder. I wish it was a goblin thing, really. Just...
It's just super dark now. No offense.
Yeah, but it just, I guess non-taken. I didn't think about it until I thought about it, and I was like, ooh, I wish I was green now.
Well, it's not easy being green, as we know.
But it's worse being brown. So, there's a birthday
There's a
party
quote.
going on later on. And Harry and Peter and MJ kind of debating about it. And MJ kind of mentions that, like, oh yeah, he was really insisting that we come
Yeah.
for some reason. And that doesn't send off, like, alarm bells.
Well, it
immediately
does.
in Peter's head.
It does a bit because isn't he like? Oh no, he has like a reverse thing, right? Because he's like, no one else wants throwing a party. Well, he must be fine then.
Yeah.
Because that was his response. Like, I guess he's not a goblin anymore
Or
if he's throwing a party.
Yeah. That's just what rich people do.
I guess he does go to a lot of like black tie events, considering he's like poor as fuck,
I guess he's there for his job a lot of the time, but
and for the free hors d'oeuvres.
and also to like get his life threatened on like
To be
a
fair,
weekly
actually,
basis.
I think I at the points in my life where I've had the least amount of money are the times when I've gone to free events where there's free food and alcohol more.
Yeah.
So
Because it's like either I do this or I don't eat today.
yeah, and I just realized Felicia is not here.
Oh yeah, I'm imagining
She's
she's like just on holiday, just
I mean,
forgetting about her shitty couple of years.
because everyone else is right, like every supporting character almost like
like
at
this
Peter's
bitch.
age are here to hang out at like with Harry's dad.
Oh no, Flash Thompson's there.
Flash, well, that's what I'm saying. Everyone's there. Flash Thompson's there. Deborah's there.
Deborah's there. Yeah, that's true. So
Is Liz
Felicia?
there?
Probably not.
I feel like everyone but Felicia.
I
Is
feel like
there.
no one likes Liz.
But like Felicia, I think after last episode has been like institutionalized or something.
Or she's just like she's having a bit of a hermit mode because her boyfriend turned out to be a goblin. Which I can imagine would,
Well, I think
if my ex has anything to go by, it's pretty traumatizing to find out your boyfriend's a goblin.
yeah, I think I think she's probably off on the sidelines like dating Big Wheel or something. I think that's where you go next, right?
And knowing Felicia, she's probably gone like 4 dates with Big Wheel, and Big
Yeah.
Wheel's like, "Hey, give me some space, girl.
She's she's like, well, this guy can't be
I'm
a
going
goblin.
ahead over wheels with you, Big Wheel." And he's like, "That's a terrible pun.
I hate wheel puns.
But the one thing in my bio I said don't do."
I'm very serious about this.
Yeah,
That's
I'm more than
why I
just-
called myself the Big Wheel.
yeah. I'm more than just a set of tires and spokes, okay, Felicia.
Yeah, I'm one tire.
With giant tire. Why don't you appreciate that about me? Mm-hmm. Anyway, we're back at the this birthday party, dinner party even, and yeah, we get there, and as we said, Flash is there, Deborah's there. They're all like, "What are you doing here, Peter? You don't have any money."
And then the Virgin Eggborn shows up with his goddamn stink eye again.
Oh my god! Like,
I can't believe he literally says like, "You're only invited here because my dad made me do it because he said I needed to show a backbone," which is
that's
a shit.
the most humiliating sentence anybody could ever say.
Yeah, my dad. He's an adult.
He's
His
an adult man.
his dad made him invite his ex.
He didn't
and-
convince him. He was like, "You're a bitch.
Yeah,
Invite your
but,
friend."
But the thing is, right? Like, as bad as like saying grow a backbone, that's a shitty thing to say, and the kind of thing Norman Osborn, of course, would say to his son. But like, also, yeah, grow a backbone. Like, fucking deal with it. The person you liked is dating someone else now, and he in the process of saying, "I was told to get a backbone," he is expressing the fact that he absolutely did not get one.
Yeah. My dad told me to stop being such a little bitch, but I was like, "Fuck you, Dad.
Yeah.
I'm a bitch. I'm gonna go with it."
Yeah, he didn't know like the depths to which my bitchhood goes to.
Yeah, there's more than one bitch going on underneath all these layers of hair that I've got going on. But yeah, like, I've been in that situation before. Well, not really, but I've kind of had anxiety dreams of this situation where, like, you have this event and the girl you're into is there, but she's with somebody else, and you're like, "I don't want to invite these people. I don't want to see them there." And you kind of get anxious about it.
Yeah, but there's anxiety, and then there's, "What are you doing here, Parker?"
You invited me.
Yeah,
I kind of didn't want to go.
I'm like fully okay with like Harry Osborn being killed off screen at this point.
Because it's like a blob ending.
Huh?
It's like a blob and next
Oh yeah.
That would be like a small mercy at this point, but that's not what's going to happen, evidently.
Look, friend, I only invited you because my dad insisted. He told me to show a little backbone.
Come on, Harry. Don't be like that.
His dad insisted? Ah, Peter Parker's here. Now the party can really begin.
And the animators are working overtime because Norman Osborn's back. He's like, "Hey, Peter," just giving him like, "We're gonna fuck later, eyes."
He is really like
He's trying to fuck this
He's
little
trying
boy.
to threaten Peter in such a innuendo way that it comes off as flirting, and it's really kind of crazy because he's freaked out because he's like, oh shit, well, this guy probably knows I'm Spider-Man, and
I hope that's the best case scenario.
Yeah, but then he is
I
like,
think this Spider-Man is going to try and fuck me.
but it's not so much like he's like trying to like. It sounds like he's hitting on him. It sounds like he's implying to everyone else they already have a thing going.
Yeah,
she keeps saying about like, we have a secret to share, don't we, Peter, and stuff like that.
and it's like, what's he talking about?
Yeah, like what else is there to like?
Imagine if like you went to see like your girlfriend's parents, and then like one of that, like her dad was just like, yeah, like, hey, we got a little special thing going, don't we? And it's like, I've met you like
maybe
twice.
That's why Harry's so pissed off, because he's like, you stole my girlfriend and you're fucking my dad.
Yeah. What else are you gonna take me, Peter Parker? My dad is mad horny for you for some reason.
Yeah, pick a lane.
And it all kind of culminates in this like amazing handshake off, where they like have a handshake and there's intense eye contact between the two of them.
Yeah, and he's like crushing his hand.
Yeah.
Like, it's a really fun way to be like, I know who you are, because this would crush anyone's hand, but you got that spider hand going.
Yeah. And they're both like looking at each other like really, really intense looks. It's kind of like Call Me By Your Name in a little way. And this weird like intensity of like, they're just looking at each other and there's all this like unspoken word. I haven't seen Call Me By Your Name.
Yeah, I was going to point out.
I was like, I'll just take a swing and just see if I came across the right analogy.
No.
Norman, over-animated aside, they head to dinner. All the way through this dinner, Norman's kind of like, oh yes, we've got a thing, don't we, Peter? So we've got to share with the rest of the class, don't we? And Peter's like, okay, I think he's figured out who I am, because there's no other explanation for this at this point.
You know, Harry, your friend and I share a little secret, don't we, Pete?
Tiger, what is he talking about?
And it kind of comes to a point where, like, after dessert, Norman's like, oh, well, let's tell everyone what we're going to do after dessert, shan't we, Peter?
And then Peter's like, fuck this.
Fuck this noise. And he just totally sabotages his party. It's amazing.
Well, it's just like... Honestly, it's quite a good move. I might use this for social anxiety in the future. Just start a fire.
He just starts a fire.
It's funny because, like, when we watched this, you started laughing, and I kind of, like, by you laughing, I was like, oh, yeah, it looks like he's going to start a fire. And then he starts a fire. And you're like, wow, like, I mean, kind of baller move, but, like, it just doesn't... It is kind of a dirtbag move.
Yeah. It's like calling off a bomb threat in, like, someone's house, which is a huge dickbag move, but that's not like, it hasn't got like the level of follow through that starting a fire in a dinner party would. Like, I kind of admire it in a way. I can't help but admire it. It's kind of amazing.
It's fucking something that like Walter White would do.
It actually kind of is.
Yeah, he started a chemical fire because he uses his
web shoot. He just throws into a fire, and he's like, "That's probably not going to kill everybody."
I'm hoping he knows that web fluid fumes don't do shit.
There's no way he knows that. He would. There's no way he's thought to like throw his web shooters into fire before.
Yeah,
because like the level of circumstances that would have had to have taken place in order for that to be like a thing he knows. Just asks way more questions.
I mean, we've talked about how like Peter smells like a meth lab anyway.
Yeah.
So in the Craven episode, so I guess like, isn't MJ like, oh, what I think of as Peter's natural like aroma is like super intense right now.
Yeah.
Maybe he's...
My boyfriend smells like chemicals.
Yeah.
All the time.
Yeah. Maybe he's got the goblin sweats now.
Yeah. Oh, he's probably at least a goblin sweats. He's got so many sweats going on. He smells like a high school chemistry class. Just
and for once, Norman isn't sway because he's like embracing the goblin.
He might be sweaty, but for different reasons. Anyway, Peter starts a fire in this house. Is the main takeaway.
Yeah.
And everyone evacuates because they're like, "What the fuck? This happens."
And Peter runs back in to get Norman, who has gotten changed in the fire.
Because what, at this point, why the fuck not?
Yeah.
You know, he's having a great time. He's Norman Osborn.
There's a weird thing. Norman Osborn gets dressed and undressed, sometimes by his own hand, sometimes by other people's hands, a lot in fires.
Yeah. It's
a weird recurring thing.
This is weird kink.
me and my boy toy like to set a house on fire and then just like get undressed.
Yeah. It's a very expensive way to get off. Do you think that they always have an OnlyFans? Are they also an OnlyFisk? The only other account on OnlyFisk. It's like, on the one hand, you have, like, Wilson Fisk eating things on camera, and the other hand, you have, like, an unconscious man being undressed in mid-fire.
Yeah.
And that's the only way you can get off on Only Fisk.
Yeah. And that's presumably what Fisk is doing, is watching that and the Spencer Smythe coma feed at the same time.
Oh, God, it's too much.
That's why he's not in this episode.
I barely miss Vanessa. Oh, do you think he's just massively dehydrated? Just like...
He died of dehydration, I think. That's what happened.
He just shows up, like, 2 seasons later, like, his eyes are bloodshot because he hasn't had, like, enough water. His hands have calluses.
Okay, let's move on.
From all the kung fu fighting, obviously. Yeah, all the fighting he does.
What was he fighting? Sandpaper?
He could be.
Peter, I think it's time we shared our little secret.
Party's over, but I still owe Osborne a dance.
So Peter goes in to save Norman Osborn, but by the time he gets there, like, Norman Osborn kind of flies in through the smoke and he's like, "Hey, Peter." And at this point, they start fighting, and Peter hasn't got his web shooters on because even though he threw one of them into the fire, one of his cartridges rather,
Yeah,
into the
cartridges.
Fire, he didn't think to equip them because...
Why? I feel like, did he bring web shoot? Oh, yeah, because they're in his pocket later. But it is a great moment of him, like, doing the hand thing and then being like, oh, I'm not wearing them.
I'm not wearing them. God damn. I'm just in a tuxedo. And yeah, like, they start fighting and he's attacking Spider-Man and you can see the costume start to appear through rips in that tuxedo.
And he
Which I
gets his
hope wasn't
ass
a
kicked.
rental. Because that thing looks like... that thing got fucked up.
It's 100% a rental.
He's not getting that money back.
It's either that or it's like Uncle Ben. Thing that like Aunt May gave him.
Your uncle got married to me in this tuxedo, Peter. Take care of it. It's my most cherished possession.
Oh, that's the kind of thing that would happen in the comics.
Yeah.
Like, just Peter has to come back and be like, I destroyed this, like, family heirloom and I have no explanation.
And Aunt May's kind of like, oh no, I just bruised my sewing machine. And Peter's like, nope, it's beyond that. I accidentally incinerated your husband's tuxedo. I don't know how to break it to you.
Then we get this...
No further questions, please.
Then we get the fight in the yard.
Oh, the fight in the yard, which is excellent, but also, like, Peter kind of recognizes, oh shit, I'm glad everyone else is, like, recovering from the fire that I just set.
Yeah.
Because I just, like, hanging out in this backyard, it's really cool. And then it ends with, like, the Green Goblin just, like, kicking Peter's ass, obviously.
And then wrap him up in, like, steel wire.
Yeah, and he kind of just carries him around the city.
Whacks him into a tree on the way out, which is great.
Yeah, he's flying through, like, the air, and as he's doing it, he's kind of like, yeah, I fucking won, bitch. This is what you get for trying to fuck with me. Now I'm gonna fuck your life up.
This is what you get for knowing who I am.
Yeah. How dare you try to see me for who I really am.
Mm-hmm.
Also, something that happens a lot when you try to date people is they get mad at you for trying to see them for who they really are.
There's no resentment in this podcast.
No, this is the least bitter podcast about Spider-Man animated series. Anyway, so while he's flying through the air, Peter's like obviously fearing for his life and for like those that of his family and loved ones, but he's also like, God damn it, Madam Web was right again. And it's like,
I mean, was she? I mean, he's like, oh, I guess like, yeah, two-headed thing. This guy's got like two personalities.
But also, like, this could have been so much easier if you just told me what this was before.
Yeah, fucking.
This didn't need a riddle.
Say the goblin's coming back. Pull out the fucking goblin card. I bet you got one in that tarot deck.
Yeah, like, that's the reason you have the tarot deck, right? But no, she's like, here's a riddle. Your life is about to be in danger.
Yeah, you know what she went through, and she's like, normally it's like, you know, it's like Hydromancer will have to be a water card or something. There's never anything specific. And she sees a goblin card, and she's like, well, I'm putting this in the trash.
Yeah.
This is not...
This is too instructive. I can't make a riddle out of this. She's not a doctor from Arrested Development. She's just, like, giving him really weird, like, explanations. Green Goblin's a monster. Norman Osborn's a monster. They both have heads. Two-headed monster. So he's flying through the air like, I fucking hate Madam Web. I'm gonna kill her when I see her next. And, luckily for him, the Green Goblin is just, like, giving up trying to kill him. And he's just ranting about how great he is. Just stuck in his own dick, it's great. And Peter's like, thank God he's a kind of a bit of a dickbag, because I can escape now. And while he's monologuing about whatever, Peter's, like, reaching into his pocket to get his web shooters out.
Yeah.
And eventually he gets them on, he webs, like, a bridge, I think, or something like that.
It must be, like, the top of, like, George Washington Bridge.
Yeah.
Right?
He webs it up and then, like, fucks them both up.
Yeah, like, it, like, sends them on this, like, arc to crash down on the top, which is pretty cool. And then he uses the exhaust from the glider to like fuck up the wires.
Yeah.
And undress.
Yeah. It's
Another
he just completely just burns up Uncle
another
Ben's
fire-based undressing.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah, Uncle Ben's tuxedo is completely incinerated by this point. Peter's just like in his costume now with like a couple of the cuffs around his wrists and like a bit of ankle of the suit remaining around his ankles. And he's like, okay, let's fight now, bitch. And they start fighting, but Green Goblin's like, actually, I don't want to do this. I'm gonna go fuck up your loved ones. And he just flies away in the portal. And Peter's like, oh shit.
Because he's still got this like portal thing like strapped to his chest.
Yeah.
Now. And it's actually working, unlike with the Hobgoblin, which I guess shows how like...
Hobgoblin was just like a rich asshole.
Yeah, he was like kind of like putting together tech that he's stole from other people. And even his glider and stuff was all taken from Osborn, whereas Osborn actually knows how to use this stuff.
Yeah, he knows how to put it together, knows how to fix it, knows how to make it work for him.
Yeah.
And he's gone. And Spider-Man's like, oh shit, I gotta get to Aunt May's because I'm not gonna make it in time because I can't teleport. And he gets there and he's like, but he gets to the room and Aunt May's just sleeping and he's like, thank God. But as he's about to leave, the Goblin kind of like teleports in like, hey sir, I was getting a hot dog, what's going on? And he's like, oh yeah. Look at that. Let's not fight here because she's sleeping. And he's just completely fucking with him.
I love the Goblin like half a meter above Aunt May's head just shushing him.
Yeah.
It's so
he's in, like a
insane.
big ass like glider, like shh.
Yeah.
Be very quiet. We're going Aunt May hunting. It's May season. And he's like, oh, so I could go kill your aunt here, but instead I'm gonna go and like fight your other loved one, and just disappears. And Peter's like, oh shit, he means MJ, and he swings all the way over to like MJ's house, and that's where we get MJ and Aunt Anna talking about Peter Parker. And as you might be surprised to hear, Aunt Anna does not have complimentary things to say about Peter.
Also, like MJ's like, oh yeah, so this fire got started, we got out, 2 of them are missing, we guess they're fine.
Yeah. Peter tried to save Norman Osborn's life, and I guess
no one has seen him, so we assumed they got out and then just didn't tell us.
I still say you're asking for trouble by dating that strange young man.
Lady, you don't know the half of it.
Aunt Anne's like, fuck Peter Parker, just saying. And she's talking shit about him, and then Green Goblin teleports in to be like, yeah, that dude sucks, right?
Yeah.
And they're like, what the fuck? They start running, and he like poison gases them both. And by the time Spider-Man gets there, Aunt Anna's already gone. She's like unconscious, and he's like, just kick her while she's unconscious. But he's like, oh shit, MJ.
He feels her pulse, and then it's like, fuck's sake,
she's
still alive.
And she's about to like choke her out with a pillow. Then like he looks outside, and Green Goblin's like carrying MJ, and he's like, oh fuck, that's my girl. You don't fuck with my girl now. I'll kick your ass, Green Goblin. And it goes to a bridge. It's a bit like in like the movie actually, where they go to a bridge and he's like, hey, MJ's here. And Spider-Man's like facing up Green Goblin being like, oh, I'm gonna kick this motherfucker's ass. But before he does that, he's like, no, I've got to distract him first. And this is where like something happens which is quite interesting, which is that Peter starts to appeal to like the normal Osborns or the Green Goblin.
Yeah.
And the Goblin's kind of like, no, it's me, I'm the Green Goblin, there's no Norman Osborn.
Yeah, and he's like very like focusing on like Harry and being like, we are Harry's friends. He really likes us.
Yeah, he really likes us. Hear that? Someone likes your son. And Green Goblin's like, bullshit! And he's kind of right. Like, no one could ever love Harry.
But he does all this.
We barely do.
He does all this just to get around him and fuck him up anyway, right?
Yeah. He kind of like brings like Norman back. And they have a bit of like back and forth where like, oh shit. Oh no, it's Norman Osborn. No, it's Green Goblin. Oh no, it's Norman Osborn. It's a Green Goblin. Oh no, it's Norman Osborn. It's a Green Goblin. And it happens over and over again. And MJ comes too. But then one of the Green Goblin's pumpkin bombs goes off. And this bridge starts to fall apart.
Yeah.
And while this is happening, like, MJ is kind of like coming to, and she's like, Peter, is that you? And he's like, no, it's me, Spider-Man. You know, that dude who, like, swings around the city or all that. And she's like, I swear you sound like Peter. And she's playing like she doesn't know, but she knows. This is one of those things where I'm like, I'm not certain, but I'm like, yeah, that's what's happening. It must be what's happening. And at this point, Goblin's kind of like back and he's like, hey, I'm going to fuck some shit up some more. But then the time dilator is like on a corner of like this bridge which is falling apart. Mm-hmm. And it falls off the bridge and MJ falls off the bridge and it like turns on randomly and like teleports her to another dimension. And
then turns off again.
Yeah.
It's like this weird angle thing going on.
And Peter sees MJ fall and he's like, oh shit, she must be at the bottom of the ocean. and she's not. So he spends a lot of time just swinging around, losing his shit. And as at this point, they just like something snaps in his mind, and he spends the rest of this episode just like fucking furious, losing his shit at everything and everyone.
Ends of the Earth style.
Ends of the Earth style. It's like that level of just rage. It's amazing.
You think this is a game, Osborn? It's not! That was the woman I loved, and you're about to learn what that means.
Meanwhile, Green Goblin's like, oh shit, my time dilator is broken. Better fix it real fast. And he fucks up. Because Spider-Man's like yelling at him, like, you motherfucker, I'm gonna come and kick your ass. It's like a WWE, like, opening, like, salvo thing of, gets to grab the mic and is like, Green Goblin, I'm coming for your ass. He's like, oh shit, I can't do science while this is going on. Yeah, Spider-Man stopped fucking around. He starts to, like, try to take a Green Goblin. Has no regard for his life, he's just so fucking pissed. And eventually, like, a pause opens up, but, like, I don't remember how Spider-Man explains it, but effectively, it's more powerful. It's kind of like a half portal between, like, the real world and, like, the place where the spot is, I'm assuming. So it's, like, sucking everything in. And Norman's getting, like, almost sucked in. And he's, like, running away, and then Spider-Man's, like, standing in his way, like, I'm gonna come and fuck you up. And then the Green Goblin's like, oh, it's either me or the Vortex.
Yeah, and he basically, like, he is in a position where he's like, he can just let Green Goblin die, and it's entirely Green Goblin's fault, and you can see why he would be like, you know what, just, like, go. You can go.
Oh, yeah. I'm gonna try to I'm trying to save him, but no. But at that point, like, the Vortex is so powerful that it pulls off the Green Goblin's mask.
Yeah.
And Norman Osborn's like, what the fuck is going on? Peter, help me, please. I'm gonna fucking die. And Spider-Man's like, oh, I've got to do the right thing, I guess.
Yeah.
We could rev him up at this point. But he, like, takes a bit longer than he has to, maybe. He's like, I'm gonna swing over and go and reach for his hat. Oh, no. He went into the Vortex. I did everything that I could. And it has that kind of energy to it. And he swings over to the Green Goblin to be like, oh, I guess I'll save you, really slowly. But as he's reaching out his hands, like, the Goblin, like, takes over. You can see the animation, like, go from, like, normal face to Goblin face in, like, real time. It's like an episode, like, you haven't been that far in the Boondocks, but there's an episode of the Boondocks that kind of happens. And, in a reference for nobody. So, yeah, the Goblin kind of, like, kicks back in and is like, fuck you, Peter Parker! And he brings over the glider to try and fuck him up. And a bit like in the comics, the Goblin glider, like, misses Spider-Man, hits Norman Osborn, and they fly into the Vortex, and the Vortex closes.
Yeah.
And then Matt is again the Green Goblin. He's gone over to the bench to hang out with Michael Morbius.
Yeah, shot up into limbo to hang out with Jonathan Holmes, Sylvie, what's-her-face?
Sylvia, Michael Morbius, Daredevil, resuming.
Well, Daredevil just moved to watch. He just moved.
Yeah, he's like, fuck this. I'm out.
And then...
this is a fate worse than death!
Spider-Man just, like, comes into, loses his shit at Madam Web.
Screams into the air like, Madam Web! And she's like, hello, hi. I see that you fucked up again.
I can't believe her energy, like...
I kind of love it. It's like, hey, look, your life's in fucking tatters again.
Like I told you.
Yeah.
But then also I didn't tell you anything.
Yeah. You could have helped me, but no. You decided you want actual information instead of riddles.
Honestly, I don't know what version of Peter Parker she wanted to happen. I don't know what she expected from him. She's just constantly chastising him for not preparing for the thing she won't give him any information about.
She's like the abusive parent that he wishes he never had. I already have one abusive mother. I don't need another one. God damn it. And he's so pissed. He like takes his mask off and starts like screaming at her, like, "Get the fuck out of my life!"
Yeah, and then
I don't want to see you ever a goddamn again.
And then she's kind of like, "Yeah, sure, but I will pop up again." Just FYI.
You can't really get rid of me. You will need me at some point.
Yeah.
I'll be back.
And she's like, "Oh, this is the path you have chosen. By choosing to tell me to fuck off, you meant that you should lose your loved one. Like,
you should have listened to my riddles, you bitch.
It's actually your fault."
Yeah.
See, I gave you a card with a picture of a dragon on it. Yeah. Did you not get it?
Yeah, I gave you like half a riddle. There was like some explanation.
What more could I have possibly told you?
Yeah. I felt like I went into a lot of detail here and you just didn't listen to anything I said. I'm gonna go back to like my fucking house and I'll be back for you, motherfucker. And he disappears.
I am tired of you and your riddles and your lessons and your supreme arrogance. Don't you ever ever enter my life again. Do you hear me? Do you hear me?
And Spider-Man takes his mask off, he's kind of like standing on a rooftop lamenting like, oh shit, I fucked up royally, haven't I? And for the second time in consecutive season finales, MJ's just in fucking limbo. And this time more literally, she's like flying through hyperspace or like the vortex being like, what's happening to me?
Yeah.
And she's like, who's that Dalmatian man over there? Fucking 7 different dimensions at once. And that is where we end this episode. And that is where we end this season of Spider-Man the Animated Series.
The woman I love is gone. Gone. Forever.
Where am I? Peter? Somebody, please! Help me! Help me!
As far as turning points go, that was a sermon, wasn't it?
It was. I really like this episode. I think if we're it's not technically right, but like if we're going with two-parters, I know it's not really a two-parter, but like
it's like a spiritual two-part.
Yeah, it kind of finishes off the last one. Then I think this is one of the strongest two-parters, maybe the strongest two-parter we have.
I kind of am right there with you.
There's not the pressure to be a two-parter. It ends up being a better two-parter. Like it's just moving at an organic way rather than doing a ham-fisted cliffhanger and then a second episode that kind of repeats similar things. It's just like everything is different. It's very free-flowing.
It's almost like an aggressive coda to the season, you know, where you're like, okay, this could, like last episode could have been the season finale, but this is like, here's like a whole other thing and that we have going
it's
on.
Sort of the conclusion to the Green Goblin thing that they'd been setting up throughout the season, and then they've also got like, there's a lot of big good fights in this one, and then there's just a lot more at stake with Mary Jane being kidnapped, but then also, which has happened before, but like this time we've got the added thing of someone finding out his identity and it actually sticking, you know, rather than like
them like sucking themselves out
or like the whole Sinister Six thing where they found Insidious 6 where they like found like a reason to not believe it or something like that, which was fun in its own way, but like there's no backing out of this. It's like, how do you deal with this dude? Now he knows who you are. And
like that first scene where he's like going by like this weird metal wires, you're like, oh shit, Spider-Man's fucked now. It's kind of like a similar thing to in the first season where like Venom's got him like on the rooftop.
Yeah.
You're like, oh shit, he's fucked.
Yeah. It's really good. And I also will say, like, I think it was really good at building that tension all the way through, and the action was really fucking good. It's some of my favorite fights in the whole show. There's a mix of like some stuff which I can see, like I've seen that in the comics or
There's
movies.
a lot of homage in the fight scenes.
Yeah. Which is fun, but then it also has like little bits that are like fun in its own way. Like the moments when the Green Goblin is kind of like depowered are kind of fun in a way. Like there's the point where they land on one of those like super thick like cable things on the bridge.
Yeah.
And then he's like sort of trying to climb up, but he's like slipping because he's not Spider-Man.
He's like a middle-aged man just like fucking around.
Yeah, and he's like climbing up slowly, but like kind of laughing as he almost dies, and he's like accidentally dropping bombs out of his pockets, which are blowing up below, and it's like really good like sense of like height. It's really fun. He's
like supremely dangerous, but also supremely clumsy, and it's just like, it should be hilarious to watch, and it is, but it's also like terrifying. You're like, oh no, what will this clumsy man do next? There's a lot of, compare it to the comics, especially like the Death of Gwen Stacy stuff. There's a lot of stuff that comes from there and before that as well. But also a lot like what happens in the 2002 movie, where you have lots of scenes of, like, for example, Norman Osborn like picking up Peter by the wires and like dragging him around, which happens in the comics probably, but I haven't read them, so I wouldn't know.
Oh yeah, because doesn't he do that right before the final fight in Spider-Man 1? Yeah.
Yeah, and there's also the bit where he's like fucking with Aunt May, and he's like kind of trolling and being like, I could go fuck her up. And also the bit in the bridge, I think it's like, if it's the same bridge, that something looks a lot like the bridge, where he's like, whereas then he also has like a bucket full of children. Not an actual bucket, but like he has like a whole like carriage full of children being like, hey, here's Mary Jane and all these kids. He's just like, here's Mary Jane, I'm gonna fuck her up. What are you gonna do, bitch? And similarly as well, like the whole thing, which is also from the comics, where he has the opportunity to save Norman, but like Norman's like a bitch about it, and he's like, yeah. Fuck you. I knew
Which plays out very similarly in the movie as well.
Yeah. And I think like the idea behind it is a bit different in the comics, right? Because there's not like the element of like appealing to Peter's like senses. It's just like I'm gonna stop waiting on this dude because I'm an asshole. And then he tries to fuck him over, rather than Peter kind of going, like, to empathise with Norman Osborn, which happens more in the movies than it does.
I mean, it's more of like, yeah, there's still like the like, I can't cross this line, you know, like, and that's like a big drive between Peter and Norman Osborn, is like Norman weaponizes Peter's empathy against him, because like the whole reason this is a problem in the first place is because he saw the whole amnesia thing go down and was like, I am going to spare Harry of this. I'm going to spare Norman off this, even though after the things he's done, because this isn't his fault. So I'm going to take this all on myself. And then that's
what ends up fucking him over.
Yeah. And then also, like, in the fight, like, when he turns back into Norman, it's like, it's his weakness that Spider-Man can use it against him, but also he can use it to trick him by being like, you think you can redeem me, but you can't.
Yeah.
He very much, like, more than any other villain, pushes Peter to confront his own morals, because he puts him in a situation where it's like,
well, there's the right thing to do, but it'll fuck you up.
Yeah,
like
you really, I guess in a kind of that Joker way, but maybe less intense, of just like, it would be a lot easier if this guy died, you know?
Yeah.
But like, more
you know
so
what
like,
to do. You have the power to kill this person, but I know you won't do
whereas
this.
like in Batman, it's like Joker's like an actual like mass murderer, and it's like, it's more
I mean,
of
in fact, you gave Gobby him at the same amount of time, you probably could get like a good body count up.
Yeah, but like, Joker's kind of like, almost like, I want to just like push these boundaries, you know? It's like, I want to see how much I can get away with, and you can never do anything against me because you're the good guy or whatever. Green Goblin's like so much more focused on Peter Parker's psyche and like fucking him up, and so much of the later stories involve that, of just him trying to fuck with him and just like leave him in this place of extreme paranoia at all times,
Just like break his brain. It's like a personal thing.
Yeah, the physical fight is always there, but like, it's just only a part of it.
Yeah, it's all about the psychological stuff. Think about it, like, Peter's greatest strength is the fact that he can like empathize with people and go like, I'm gonna do the right thing here, and Norman knows that, and that's what makes it so compelling to watch.
With this episode, there's two things I want to say. One, I think we might have already said, but I rediscovered this fact, and I might have just had my own amnesia over it. But do you remember that Madam Web is voiced by Joan Lee?
I don't know who that is.
Joan Lee is Stan Lee's wife.
Oh, is that why Peter hates her so much? They were divorced or something?
No, they're not divorced. Joan Lee and Stan Lee stayed married until Joan Lee died in 2017.
Oh.
So they were both, you know, they both lived very like long lives, and they were together.
Stanley died like the year after.
Yeah, I think 2019, early 2019 or 2018.
Late 2018, I think.
Yeah, either way, yeah. So they were only a few years apart, but yeah, she voices Man Web, which I completely threw me away and threw me for a loop.
Threw you off or blew you away?
Threw me away.
Turned you into garbage.
And threw me into
the trash can. Yes.
Also, this is the last episode where Linda Gary voices May Parker, because she passes away in 1985.
Oh.
Age 50, so super young.
Oh, shit.
But she's replaced next season by an actress called Julie Bennett.
Okay.
So we might notice...
I was going to say Don Cheadle for a second. Or Daphne Maxwell Rose, but that's a bigger pool.
But beyond that, should we check in on our amnesias and comas?
And yeah, the last like note on this episode is that knowing this episode was called Turning Point going into it, I was kind of expecting MJ to get fucked up, but in a completely different way, because I thought like people would be like, oh shit, she's not safe, I'm gonna like dump her again.
Oh, I'm gonna Spider-Man 2002 ending her.
Yeah, that's what I thought was going, because the show's been foreshadowing that something bad's gonna happen to MJ for a while now.
Yeah.
Like, she's constantly like, I'm in danger, Peter.
Yeah, and he's
like gaslighting me, like, no, you're not.
And at the start,
it's just like New York in the 90s, baby.
At the start of this episode as well, it kind of starts with like, my life is great. Nothing should change that.
Yeah.
Like,
I don't want to be Spider-Man anymore. I'm just happy chilling with my girlfriend. And Mom's like, be ashamed if something happened to your girlfriend. And the best part is it's probably not even part of her plan. She's just like, I could have stopped this, but I didn't want to because you were mean to me.
So last time we had, I think we were at Amnesia 9.
Have you actually been writing these down? Because I haven't paid attention.
I wrote down last time we before last episode we had 8 amnesias and 4 comas. I don't think there were any comas last time, and I think there's there was like the amnesia of amnesia, which put it up to 9. And then this time, was there any amnesia, any reverse amnesia, any comas?
I feel like if we count one amnesia, we should count like 4, because this episode is constantly like switching between like Norman and Green Goblin. Because I guess he's not really like forgetting, but he's not really there either.
When his mask comes off at the end, right?
He's kind of like, oh shit.
Does he say, where am I? Or something like that?
I think he does, but I can't be sure.
Wait.
But there's like an element of like confusion of like, oh no, I'm in a fucking portal, I'm gonna die! Peter, help me!
Wait, 1 second, I'm just checking something quick.
Oh, you're actually gonna watch it.
You'll pay, Osborn!
Are we counting it?
Osborn says, like, where am I when the mask comes off? I think we can count that as opposed to the bits where he kind of comes out and goes, Harry? You know, those kind of things are more like Norman Osborn's kind of coming back to the surface, but I think we can count them maybe as 1 amnesia.
Okay, I'll allow 1 amnesia.
Okay, so we're at
So
10.
that's our final amnesia count for the season, right?
Comas? Any comas?
Aunt May, we forgot to mention in the episode, but Aunt May has a point where she's like in bed and she wakes up and Peter's just there, like, no mask but Spider-Man costume in full. And the lighting isn't meant to imply that maybe that there's like, she can't see him. But like, the way it looks, he's just like, hey, I'm in the Spider-Man costume, Aunt May. No further questions, please. I don't think we can count Aunt May's stupidity, unfortunately.
No, then
we'd be there, but we'd be here all day then.
Yeah. So I guess there's no comas.
So
right?
that's what, like 10 amnesias and 4 comas for this season.
Other than the coma that Felicia presumably is in.
Yeah. Someone like an emotional coma.
And then that leads us to our
final daddy of the season. I think it's kind of obvious in that, like, it's the Green Goblin, but like the Goblin when he's Norman. Because there's always
Norman.
that. Yeah. It's Norman Osborn is the Goblin, but like he's not fully Norman Osborn, so it's kind of like the Norman poking out of the Goblin rather than Norman Osborn being Norman Osborn, and because he's not aware of his dadness. It's like instinctual dadness.
But that's Norman. I don't think we can make it a third personality.
Okay.
I think there's two. There's a Norman and there's a
Green
Goblin.
But like, what about the dadness? Like, he's not like consciously dadding, because this is the daddy section.
What is your choice?
I'm gonna go. Like, the answer is obviously Norman Osborn, but like, I'll have an asterisk because he's not aware of his daddying.
I think he's aware of his daddying.
He's not aware. He doesn't know where he is.
Yeah,
he's
but
like,
he's always aware. Whenever Norman's coming up, he's aware of Harry.
Yeah, but like, it's only the dad part of Norman that's coming up. Is my point. The rest of Norman Osborn.
He did actually do some dadness, which is to tell Harry to like get his shit together.
Yeah, I guess, but that's like off screen.
Yeah.
It's just like it sounds like a bit.
Well, it's better than most of these episodes where we've had to like really reach to find a dad.
Yeah, but we're kind of like sport for choice and the dad category this time around.
Well, who else would be a dad anyway this time?
I guess it's only Norman Osborn, like different like versions of him.
There's the one Norman Osborn. I'm not getting into a multiverse right now.
It's not a multiverse. It's like a multiple personality situation.
Yeah, there's 2 personalities.
There's still multiple. But
yes.
Yeah, my vote is for Norman Osborn because I don't think there's any other like male
I
characters.
actually don't think I have no idea who else would be a dad this time.
There's only the only other male character in this episode is Peter Parker. I guess Harry Osborn, but he's never been
and
dad.
Flash. Yeah, one line.
Fuck it, we can give it to Flash. Why not?
Whoa! I didn't think you'd show up here, Parker, and score 1 for bad taste.
No, but Flash just like says an insult at Peter and then doesn't say anything. The rest of
I don't think he was a good dad.
Yeah, it has to be Norman.
Yeah.
I think Norman might have got. This might be the second nomination for Norman.
I feel like at least the second, if not more.
But I mean, if you think about it, he is kind of like
the
a
only
primary
actual dad
and a primary focus of this.
Yeah.
Like if we're forgetting our stupid segment and thinking about why they called it Sins of the Fathers,
he's the most sinful daddy.
yeah, it's pretty much the main reason.
Yeah.
You know, aside from like
He's kind of like
Mary
touched
Jane's.
upon in different ways. The Kingpin is obviously a sinful father. There's a really cool like cycle going on there.
And Mary Jane's dad is a sinful father.
Yeah, Matt Murdock's dad is kind of a sinful father, but also kind of like a proud father. And then,
But he did sin.
Dr. Octopus is like a proud father. He's like trying to be a good dad to his Octobot.
Yeah. But anyway, yes, we'll get more into the dads in our season review.
Yeah,
I guess
that's going to be just all dads.
Yeah,
Dad City, population dad.
but also right. So I'm going to jump into some comic origins.
Yeah, you better do it.
And the funny thing is, I did some research for this, and then I had a quick curious listen to previous episode, and I was like, oh, I've already done some of this.
Oh yeah.
So I've done some extra research for no reason.
Yay!
So I think I might have way back in the day in early season 1 done some Norman Osborn talk about when he was introduced.
Yeah.
Also, in episode 4 of this season, we went to the Green Goblin. I talked about his first appearance and went into how he found out Spider-Man's identity and how Peter found out that Norman was the Green Goblin. So we've already kind of covered those. So if you want to go back to those episodes, you can get more detail.
But a quick recap is he kind of finds out the same way he finds out here, in that he kind of fucked over his spider sense. And then in the comics, he just tells him, he's just like, hey, I'm Norman Osborn, just so you know before you die.
It's a bit of a... There's definitely a remix here, because this episode is actually covering 5 different issues. In Amazing Spider-Man 39, which we talked about before, they do the thing where they dull his spider sense because he hires some thugs to use a bomb on Spider-Man, like a gas bomb, and the thugs think that it's gonna take Spider-Man out, and it doesn't, but it does turn off his spider sense, and then he can do the same thing he does in this show, where he follows him until he figures out who he is. But the difference being that Norman Osborn has never met Peter, or if he has, it's been brief, and it's Norman Osborn, so he doesn't give a shit about who his son's friends are.
He's just vaguely shocked that he has friends.
Yeah, and this is before, and this is prior to Harry and Peter living together.
Mm-hmm.
So they don't know each other super well either. So there is kind of a thing of he doesn't know who Peter is until he follows him around, sees him go to the Bugle, overhears him called Peter Parker and all this. Yeah, and then he attacks him in front of Aunt May's house in the same way they fight in the backyard of the Osborn mansion here, where his clothes get fucked up and then he gets strung along on that steel wire. So that's all very similar. The difference mainly being that they then square off in one of Green Goblin's secret lairs, and
oh yeah, obviously
he reveals who he is, and then he gets amnesia then, which is kind of what happened earlier this season in a different
and halfway.
Yeah. And then he chooses to keep the secret Peter did in episode 4. It all comes to a head in The Amazing Spider-Man 120/121, where the Gwen Stacy thing happened, and the
Gwen Stacy thing happened for references when she dies.
Yeah. But it is still the Gwen Stacy thing. Unfortunately, that's the main thing she's known for, is dying.
We'll all be waiting for one day.
If you guys really want to hear us go deep into that, you should head over to our Patreon, because we did a comic book club where we both read, for me a reread, and for Henry a first time read of the night Gwen Stacy died, and also the death of George Stacy.
There's a whole death of Stacy's.
Yeah, there's a whole
double-decker.
There's a paperback you can get of all of them, and we read and talked about that. So if you want to hear us talk deep about that, you can see that there. But that's
patreon.com/that90sSM show.
Yeah, effectively, the too long didn't read of it is that they square off. He's come back from his amnesia. He kidnaps Gwen Stacy, who Peter is dating, takes to the bridge. They have a fight. Gwen Stacy falls. Spider-Man tries to catch her. Her neck snaps. She's dead. And so in this, they kind of effectively did the kid-friendly version of it, which is Mary Jane is lost in dimensions, but for Spider-Man, she's basically gone, probably dead.
Yeah.
So you get the same sort of emotional thing,
outburst,
but not as brutal as it is in the comics of her actually dying and him having to realize that.
Also, there's no Madam Web.
Oh yeah, no Madam Web. Yeah.
So therefore, it's better.
Also, interesting thing is, Amazing Spider-Man 121. That issue is called The Night Gwen Stacy Died, but that's revealed at the end of the issue. But what they do have on the front cover, the text they have, which would normally be the title of the story, is Turning Point. So another little drop, another little reference thrown in here. The following issue in 122, which we also talk about in the Patreon episode, is when Green Goblin dies. They have their final fight. Well, at that point.
Yeah.
And Norman accidentally hits himself with his own remote control glider, apparently dies.
You're saying it like he's not going to actually die.
He dies. He's taken to the morgue. End of story.
Yeah, that sounds like a story that's never going to come up again.
Stay tuned. But also another thing I actually didn't realize I hadn't read it until today because I thought it was a reprint and it turns out it's not. There was a very short-lived, as in I believe only 2 issues, series called The Spectacular Spider-Man Magazine.
Oh yeah.
As opposed to Peter Parker, The Spectacular Spider-Man, which was a comic series which ran for hundreds of issues. But the magazine, it's like a longer story, like the pages are bigger, so there's like bigger panels, and it's all in black and white. It's got some really good art in there. It's probably John Romita drawing it, and it's Stanley written. But they kind of like the 2 issues that did come off that, like, have a mix of stories in there, but like they kind of almost like fill in some gaps and also remind you of the stuff that happened to the Green Goblin, which is why I never really read it before, because I was like, oh, this is just a reprint of some Green Goblin stories. But there's some extra stuff in there, which is drawn for this episode. Canonically, it's a bit weird because the issue starts with like George Stacy, and I'm like, I feel like in this point in the story, George Stacy is dead. Anyway,
like,
George Stacy
like a ghost dad, like in the Amazing Spider-Man 2.
No, but he's showing like a presentation about like the Green Goblin and Spider-Man using Peter's photos of them, and they're talking about them, and Norman Osborn is there, and he starts getting those goblin sweats.
Oh yeah.
And he actually says that at one point, Harry's like, "Oh, Dad, you're like perspiring a lot," and then he's like, "Sorry, I just get this way." Quote, every time I hear the goblin mentioned.
Oh, goblins do make him sweat.
Exactly, yeah. And he basically freaks out, like passes out. Everyone's like, "Oh shit!" He goes to hospital. He wakes up. He's like fine, according to the doctors anyway, and he has basically realized he's Green Goblin. And Peter, meanwhile, knows that there's something up with Osborn, and he is super paranoid, much like in this show, to a point that he gets so paranoid at one point, he jumps up at a noise into a tree like a fucking cat. And it turns out it was just like a small boy playing with a airplane toy.
Oh shit.
And then the kid's like, "How did you do that?" And then Peter's like, no one's gonna believe him, so he just like leaves.
Just eat your vegetables, kid.
Yeah, and then basically like Norman Osborn disappears for a while, where he finds all his Green Goblin stuff, and he comes home, and everyone's like, "Oh, I guess he's fine now." And then he says, "Let's have a dinner party." And Peter's like, "This is weird. This is a bad idea, but I guess I'll go." It's just him, Harry, Peter, Gwen, and MJ. And MJ being like Harry's sort of date for the evening.
But she won't admit to it. He's like, "This is my date," and she's like, "Oh, no, sorry."
They also do the handshake thing in the show. That happens.
Oh, is it like really like sexual like it is in the show?
No, it's a bit less, but it's the same sort of crushing thing. And then Peter has the same set the house on fire scheme.
Oh, it's the same plot from the comic.
But the best thing is that the thing that makes the show funnier is because he does it like a little bit smarter in the comic.
Oh.
In a way that makes a bit of sense. Like what he does is he knows his camera film is flammable. But what he does is he wraps it in webbing, which is like
a time delay.
That's what I thought at first, but I think it's actually like because it's like a mesh, you know, so it's not like complete seal.
Yeah.
But it's also like fire resistant.
Okay.
So basically, he makes a smoke bomb because he puts it in a fire, and then it's burning. The smoke's coming out, but the fire's not spreading.
Yeah.
So it's. So basically, by the time the firefighters come and everything, they're like, "Oh, it's a false alarm. It's good you called, but there was some kind of weird thing melting, and like we don't know what it was, but it's just smoke. Like you guys are fine."
Whereas here it's just like,
I'm gonna
kill everybody.
Burn this building down.
Does it in there?
That's pretty much it, and then the rest like plays out as you know it. Yeah, and so that's it for the comic origins on this episode, really.
Yeah, and if that's the end of the comic origins, that surely is the end of the episode.
Yeah, I mean, I think the thing that's shown about this like episode, I think, is the biggest strength about the show. Really, is the fact that they can remix stuff.
Yeah,
and I think
the MCU's probably taken a lot of cues from the way that like Spider-Man is used and like remixed.
And how the way they do stuff in general. Of like, let's take a few of these different stories, take a few elements, and blend it together. And sometimes it really works, sometimes it doesn't. But like with this episode, it definitely does work because I think like maybe if I was a bit younger, I might have been like, well, why didn't they have Gwen Stacy like killed in this episode? Why didn't they have Mary Jane killed? And then,
But like the explanation that like John Sabat gives for that is that like it would be boring as shit. As soon as like you see Emma Stone in the movies, you're like, she's gonna die at some point.
I might have spoken about it with Diego on the Waffle Press when I did an episode on The Amazing Spider-Man 2, where it's like, well, there's a version of like Gwen Stacy that in that series that could have like gotten away, and that's partly the tragedy of that movie, like what they're going for. But I think it might have been like
like the way it should.
And I kind of like dig the way the first movie did it, kind of replicating certain aspects of it without having to kill Mary Jane.
Yeah.
I kind of like how they do it here in a way, because I think the way that scene shot up, even though it's like very improbable, the way she falls into the portal is really interesting. And you still leave.
It's kind of super rad.
Yeah, you leave Peter in the same place. It's still like this absolute low point, but
there's like also like a smidgen of hope.
Yeah, although I will say, I do believe this is the final appearance of Mary Jane.
That I do not recall.
Mm-hmm. I won't go into any more, but I believe that this is the last appearance of Mary Jane.
Maybe.
Mm-hmm. We got some bullshittery ahead.
We got some bullshit coming. It is a turning point in a lot of ways.
But this is a cliffhanger, I believe, that is not resolved in this show, technically.
But yeah, we'll get into that next season, I guess. Because
we're just making everyone not want to watch this show anymore.
Yeah. Peter's just going to be like having a bad time for the rest of it. Sorry. But yeah, like on the plus side, Anna's going to be devastated, and we can all get behind. But yeah, if that's the end of the comic origins, I believe that's the end of the episode. And I also believe that's the end of the season. Season 3 of that 90s Spider-Man show. Who knew we'd get this far? Well, I guess you and I did, but...
I did not know that. As always, check out our social media stuff, and please give us an email at that90spidermanshow@gmail.com.
All one word, no hyphens, you know how it is. We'll be back for season 4, but before that, we've got a little bit of like a coda to this season. We're doing a bit of a season review, as we've been wont to do in the past. And whereas last time we focused on the Neogenic losers, I feel this is going to be a real dad-focused review. I don't know about you.
I think there's a very good chance of that.
So, if you're ever in a social situation you don't want to get out of, why not just start a fire?
Why not just start a chemical fire? Why not?
That's been that 90s Spider-Man show. I've been Henry.
See you later, fuckers.
Bye now.